Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read for maybe dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel, THEYRE Tarot She's Review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Okay, I've noticed this energy showing up a little bit more and more, Sagittarius. You might say theme or pattern. But more specific, I've seen this theme or pattern with one energy, particularly. I keep seeing it. I think I started seeing it yesterday, and now I'm seeing it again today. It's a good song, though. Yeah, there's the world. It's a good song. Freebird by Leonard Skinner. It's a good song. The lyrics are, "And this bird, you'll never change." Okay, so jumping into this, because that world card does show up pretty quickly. That is fascinating, Crosswatcher. That is very fascinating. I don't believe I've seen this energy before, so thank you, Sagittarius and Crosswatcher. So jumping into this, just point blank, Sag, they don't know about you. They just don't know about you. I will say, though, they kind of do chalk this up, so whatever is going on or taking place, they're like, I don't care. I don't care. It's not in the sense of, like, I don't give a about you, Sagittarius. It's not like that. It's just, I kind of feel like what they're saying is they seem to have other bigger, I guess, priorities that needs their attention. So, okay. That being said, Interesting. Very interesting. Wow, I am looking at, what do you call this? How fascinating. I've seen that in a different way, Crosswatcher, but not this way. That world, it's kind of just run its course. It's kind of just run its course. In other words, this is an energy of, like, they show up, they're there, and they kind of just disappear. But I'm a little bit curious as to where this goes, so let's kind of just see here. A little bit more. That's fascinating. That's real fascinating. Hmm. Yeah, I believe that, Crosswatcher. I believe that. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Off the map. Off the map. Crosswatcher, you showed up like a blip on this radar. And then now you're just off the map. There's the Five of Cups. Um, I get that. I understand that. That's fascinating why that shows up that way though. This is like just keep moving, just keep moving, just keep going, just keep going, just keep moving, just keep going, just keep moving, just keep moving. And it's kind of this energy of like, well, if you stay, I guess if you stay consistently in motion, but I've used this example and reference before. It's like even if you travel the entire world, you still technically go in a circle eventually. Whether you want to argue what shape it is, you still eventually go in a circle. I kind of feel like, huh? What are you saying, Crosswatcher? What are you saying? Even you're kind of like, yeah. There's the Three of Swords showing up next. Even you emphasize whether it's you played your cards wrong, you didn't plan well enough, you didn't think this far ahead. All the above, Sagittarius. That's what's kind of like I said energetically. If you stay consistently on the move or on the run, however you would like to see it, eventually when all that energy stops, all that momentum is going to like a tidal wave just catch up to you. It's just going to catch up to you. That's life. That's the cycles and the seasons, that circles. That's energy. It's going to catch up to you. And when it does, hmm, and when it does, that's I kind of feel like that might be karma, Crosswatcher. I kind of feel like that might be karma. And there's the devil. Yeah, I feel like that's karma. Ooh, I like this energy again. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Mm. Crosswatcher. That is not. Nah. I don't. Damn. Damn. That's karma. That is karma. That makes sense. A perfect example of this, Sagittarius, is my wife and I watched this horror film. I forget the exact name of it. the story went that there was an oracle trapped in the basement of like this mansion or home, this huge home. But they were abusing, in other words, they were abusing the oracle's gifts. And I don't know about you, Crosswatcher, but what happens when you abuse the gifts of psychics? What happens when you abuse divination? What happens when you abuse your art or your craft? No matter what it is. What happens when you abuse it? What happens when you abuse it and it's not yours? Meaning, what happens if you abuse the gifts of someone else? What happens? Because that's what that lesson is for them. Surprise. It's not a very good surprise, but you know, surprise. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, they make enough films on it. What happens when you abuse the gifts of an oracle? You would think people would kind of, pay attention to the signs and the warnings and the messages and the heads up and, the writing on the wall. But, some people think let's just say, some people don't think the spiritual laws apply to them. And that's that rebellious spirit. That's that rebellious nature. There's the high priest. Uh-oh. So once again, Sagittarius, they just reemphasize, they have a problem with spiritual authority. Here we go again. And there's the tower kind of looming over on top of the deck. You're kind of giving me this mentality and attitude, Crosswatcher, like you just degaff. You just don't give a fuck. So what you're emphasizing is you are abusing Sagittarius's psychic gifts. Have fun with that. But you really think psychics don't know this? Crosswatcher, why you gotta check yourself? Why you gotta check yourself? Are you about to wreck yourself? Look at this. Are you about to wreck it? Where's that tower? They're getting more and more angry. I'm looking at a snake that's starting to sing. They're trying to keep their cool. Look at this. They're trying to keep their cool and keep their social mask on. Oh my gosh. There's the Six of Pentacles reversed that came out in Aries, and there's Aries on top of the deck with the Emperor. And they're showing me the exact same energy in this one that they did in Aries' reading, which is, I will pillage and I will steal whatever I can get my sticky fingers and hands on. Once again, Sagittarius, no coincidences, just signs and synchronicities. This Aries energy with the Emperor doesn't have to be an Aries. It could be a fire sign, a Leo or Sagittarius, or any other sign. But when it shows up this consistently, come on now. You'd have to be DTD to ignore the signs. They're just point blank saying, yeah, I'm stealing from Sagittarius. Now they're kind of giving me, yeah. Now you're giving, oh my goodness, Crosswatcher. Now you're giving me this energy of you have, there's that tower looming over the situation again. Why are you stealing from Sagittarius's psychic or spiritual gifts when you're emphasizing over here you're a practitioner yourself? Please make that make sense. What you're emphasizing is your gifts compared to Sagittarius's ain't shit. That's what that means. That's what that translates to. Now, I do understand, tarot readers do book personal readings with other tarot readers because sometimes it's difficult for them to read themselves. But that is the journey of know thyself. Don't you agree, Crosswatcher? I'm pretty sure you're a tarot reader. You're also calling out Sagittarius and saying they are too of some sort of psychic gifts. But let's be real. Ten of Swords. Now they're saying, what am I going to do? I don't know, Crosswatcher. Do better. It's very simple. It's common sense. Do better. You're funny. You're funny. And there you go again. Why do you keep airing that shit out? Here we go again. You're going to air out... I was going to say, you're going to air out Libra's business all over again today, huh? I don't know why you do it. It ain't my business. It ain't my... Look at, we're going to go through the entire deck today, Sagittarius, and the tower hasn't come out. There you are, Sagittarius. Let's see where it lands. Let's see where it lands. Oh my gosh. There's Aries. So we got Sagittarius and we got Aries right there. And there's the tower. The tower reversed after Aries, the Emperor. Go figure. I'll leave the last three cards not on the board. That tower reverse, Crosswatcher. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? What you're emphasizing is you don't even know what move to make. You feel, how did you do that? You fell into some sort of, that's the trap. That is some sort of trap. You fell into some sort of trap. I just said this yesterday. I think it was actually Libra's title. They fell into the trap they set up for you. Now I'm looking at it for you, Sagittarius. Ooh. A little curious what order those last 3 cards come out in, but we'll leave it a surprise. Goodbye.